right here for a long time. I've seen your dreams in the night sky. You know I want you to be mine. But you won't make it that easy. You're not the type to fall in deep. You know that really you want me. We're on our own, take a risk now. Just let it go and don't fall down. I hope you know that my heart is yours. Never let go. Sudden notes the stars out there. Let the beauty in your eyes well. With the picture I've got in my mind, it's you and I. I see you've lost your way back home, but I'll take you somewhere we're alone, so that you can see my heart again and never go. Why can't I get you to just stay? You're like a song stuck on replay. Your smile is always in my way. I know you know that you need me. It's not a secret that we keep, so just admit you see me. We're on our own, take a risk now. Just let it go and don't fall down. I hope you know that my heart is yours. Never let go. Sudden notes the stars out there. Let the beauty in your eyes well. With the picture I've got in my mind, it's you and I. I see you've lost your way back home, but I'll take you somewhere we're alone, so that you can see my heart again and never go. Never go, never go. You 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 never go, never go.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Hello, hello. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I got to take that off. I'll do that. Hello, everyone. Hello. Sorry, let me get that straightened out there. Welcome in, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. I see somebody saying yes. Who's up in here? What's up, Diane? Tom, bystander. Hello, John Haymaker. Sorry, let me cut off, or at least cut down. Should cut that music way down. Maybe just really low, set the mood. Dan, hello, how are you? Lord Kev, what's up, man? Greg C. Short episode, really good one. Joel is starting to have paternal feelings for Ellie, for sure. That's what this was all about, the bonding, I think. Pretty straightforward episode, but we'll get into it. Yeah, it was a lot shorter than I expected, for sure. I set this for 10:15, thinking I may have to start late like last week. By the way, I apologize for last week. I missed. We got a late start, so I wasn't even nearly finished with the show, and it was a long one, longer than I expected. And then the next day I wasn't feeling great, so I just bowed out. So I apologize, but we can talk about that too a little bit. What's up, Greg C? What's up, Tina? It runs in your genes. Yeah, that was a funny little moment there they had with the dad jokes, the puns. John Hammer, yeah, I don't know what's up with this. Somebody have to explain this if this is a game thing, because I have not played in about a week or so, and I don't know what the thing with the street under the street was. Was that like a cordyceps fungus thing popping up like a major hive? I don't know. I don't know exactly. I'm assuming it has something to do with that, right? Slim Genzy, what's up? Darth Pikachu. How are you? Mark Clark, hello. John Hammer, I did not see Pedro on Saturday Night Live. I haven't watched Saturday Night Live in years, man. I've seen clips. What's up, Lady Celtic? Moni G, hello, welcome in. There's Doc Holliday, what's up, man? What's up, cuh? The Boom Boom. We avoiding game spoilers? No, not up to this point. Just up to this point. I know they combine a couple things here we'll talk about. So we can talk. We're talking spoilers for sure, but just up to this point. So that not anything ahead of where this would take you in the game. Just in case we don't want to spoil it for people. I know the whole story of the game, so I know what's happening, what's going on. In general, I don't know all the details, and I am playing it currently. I'm in streaming it on Twitch, so. We can talk about any spoilers up to this point in the game, because I think they kind of combine, from my understanding, if I remember correctly, you could correct me if I'm wrong, a couple things as far as the game in this episode. So I'll just go quick little rundown here, and then we talk about whatever. And last week's too, by the way. Last week's episode was outstanding. I think they deviated from the game a bit. I don't like when they change the source material. But I believe they did change that to a degree because of Frank and all that stuff. Went out differently and left him a note and all this kind of stuff, but it was a really good episode. And I like that. I don't mind them expanding for sure on backstories, details, relationships, all that stuff. But I think we missed out a little bit on the game aspect of it, because we didn't get to see Joel and Ellie interact with Frank and them. So that'd have been cool. And Bill mainly, I guess. But so the episode 4, good episode. Really, what I said a minute ago about bonding for sure is about them bonding, and because he said that line, you're just you're not family, you're just cargo, and obviously he doesn't really feel that way. So he starts off with her, playing with her gun. She's never really. She said it's not her first time, I guess, killing somebody or something, but she. Playing around with her gun, aiming it and playing with it, whatever. I know Natai, but I know the story. I told you I know the story of it in general. I just don't know all the details and probably some of the character names and stuff. But I did notice when they were on the trip, though, like in the going across the U.S., you saw the cows and stuff. We were talking about that before. I hadn't played the game long enough or know the story enough to know if like animals got infected or anything by it. But it seems. There were cows out there and all that stuff, so we still hadn't seen. I don't know if that's still the case or not. Maybe some can. Look who is in here? Carol Brown. Look at this. DC Diva. Yes, Carol. Where have you been the whole time? Where have you been this whole episode, this whole show, and some of House of the Dragon? By the way, Carol, welcome back, Carol Brown. Good to see you. What's up, Michael? What's up, folks? Is this the first chat since House? No. We've been doing this show, Mike, after House of the Dragon. We did like a wrap up. So we've been doing a few streams here and there, and lately, by the way, just anybody that doesn't know, if you hadn't seen on the channel in a while, Camden is watching Game of Thrones, and those are fun. We're getting into episode 4 next. She's reacting to Game of Thrones, and I'm kind of reacting. I'm watching it with her, so those are fun to do. Last episode was kind of a straightforward episode 2 as far as Game of Thrones episode 3, but that is out. If you hadn't seen those guys, go check them out if you don't mind. And by the way, I noticed that half the people are watching videos now, although they seem to be doing pretty decent. People are enjoying it for the most part. Have not subscribed yet, so if you can't hit that subscribe button, if you're new here, it'll do me a big favor. Hit the like button, all the things you're supposed to do. But yeah, those are fun. So look forward to episode 4 coming out. Shit starts to happen, as you know. in episode 4, Cripples, Bastards, and Broken Things, and it should start getting fun because Camden's getting a lot more interested now. She's asking me questions now away from recording these videos, but I'm not answering anything. Yeah, exactly, Diane. Jon Snow's hot. He's so hot. Thank you, Tina. Thank you. No, it's fun to do. And we'll keep doing them, and as long as people enjoy them, we'll keep doing them. It's just, and we're trying to do at least one a week, which is what we've been doing, just due to her work schedule. It's hard to record, especially during the day, so we'll record them at night when we can. But all right, so they're heading across the U.S., heading out to his brother, trying to get to Tommy. They have the camping scene, and it's just more of them, bonding like we were talking about before. And it's about people, not necessarily the infected, although obviously that's going to be a problem. And very similar to The Walking Dead. It's not about the zombies, it's about the people. And that's why they didn't build a fire. And I love the scene. I love the scene. They're laying there going to sleep, and she had pulled out that pun book when he was siphoning the gas. Oh, by the way, Hank Williams was a perfect choice when they were driving across and seeing all the landscapes. I mean, they look gorgeous. They copy the game pixel for pixel almost as far as some of the scenes we've seen throughout this series so far, and that was a great choice. Old Hank Williams playing while they're driving across and seeing the landscapes of everything destroyed and the buildings and cars, and it was a good scene. But I love the bonding scene. Joel can ask you a serious question and then gives him the whole damn dad joke. That was funny, and then they did that again, of course, at the end, where he actually laughs, so you can kind of see the progression of that. You get a little bit of the Tommy backstory, where they're heading out to find his brother Tommy. So he had joined some group, and that's where they met Tess. And he went off later and joined the Fireflies, and then apparently left them as well. And we meet Marlene this episode, which is the leader of this little independent revolutionary group or whatever against Fedra, I guess. I don't know if they'll have a big role in the series. I don't remember them having a big role. And I think they combined two things here, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they combined Kansas City with maybe Pittsburgh. So they come up with the Raiders. Of course, I was like, don't do it. Don't go in the city. Stay away from the cities. Go around. You can go around this little exit and get back on the highway. And somehow he ended up in the city. And we get the Raiders where pops their tires and they throw the bricks at them. They have a shootout. And this is where they combine the thing, I believe. He's fighting the dude, and then Ellie saves him with the gun that she wasn't supposed to have. And, of course, Joel finishes him off. And I believe that was supposed to be Henry, I believe, from the games, if I'm not mistaken, where they fight. But they kind of met up at the end. And so they kind of combine a couple of things, I believe. So we see Kathleen, kind of got a little information on her with the doctor that knew these, Henry and Sam, I guess. So they're looking for them apparently in the same city as Joel and Ellie. So this is not like Fedra or anything, independent group. But Joel kind of explains he didn't want her to have a gun, not to protect herself, but he didn't want her to know what it's like to kill somebody. And she said it wasn't her first time, but she never expanded on that. We'll see. And then he teaches her how to use it later, which is really good. So he's kind of, at least when she said that wasn't her first time, she starts. He's obviously now clearly cares about her, although he won't say it yet. But he shows her how to use the gun, and the whole Henry and Sam story arc. If you don't know anything about it, it's a little confusing. You just know it's two other people these people are looking for. So she's this Kathleen is after Henry and Sam, and obviously they're in the same city now, and so now they're kind of meeting up, and they had the guns at the end held at their faces, but they were doing the whole thing. So anyway, that seemed to be a little combined thing. So that was Henry and Sam at the end there. And then, we get a little bit of backstory too. I want to mention that Joel has been on both sides. Like, he knew that the whole asking for help thing was a ploy. And he said he had to do what he had to do to survive. So I guess him and Tess and his brother, all that good stuff, has been on that side where they've had to, rob people. And he didn't answer the question, did you kill innocent people? Really, so it makes you wonder really are no innocent people, but Joe he's obviously hardcore and does what he has to do to survive. But anyway, that was pretty much it. It was pretty straightforward. Not no action with the except for the whole thing like we mentioned before with the concrete. What was that? What was the concrete swelling up for, and what does that mean? Is that a game thing that I'm not aware of? Is that just a cordyceps thing growing up through the ground? I don't know if anybody caught that or knows the answer, because I haven't played the game far enough to know or seen anything like that. But they come across that, and they're still looking for them, which she thinks is more important. So it seems to me that it's got something to do with the cordyceps, obviously, coming up through the ground to me. I mean, I did not see that, Natah. I haven't watched Saturday Night Live in 50 years, but somebody else mentioned it too. Yeah, Carol, we've been playing The Last of Us on. Well, that's what I was going to say, Boom Boom. I'm glad you said that real quick, though. But Carol, we've been playing the game. So I've always known the story of the game. I got spoiled on it years ago, and so I know the basic story, both parts 1 and 2. So this is not spoiling anything for me. So I'm playing the game through at the same time. We've been doing it trying to keep ahead of it, but we got behind. So I'll catch up and maybe be ahead of it next week. But I was going to say, Boom Boom, I was like, is it a bloater? Because we hadn't seen one of those yet. And we got the trailer, obviously we've seen the bloater crawling out of, it looks like a hole, and then there's fire behind it, and fire is the weapon you use against them, because they're like thicker armor type skin, and they're slower, but they're more aggressive, and the whole thing. That's the kind of the final level of the infected. So I was wondering if it's like one coming up out of the ground, but then how would it survive? I don't know. Could be, but it wouldn't make any sense how one got underground under the street is what I was saying. So, the basement of love. No, you don't want to be in the basement of love for sure. Diane, I'm just waiting for someone to pull out a flamethrower. We should see Molotov cocktails and all that good stuff, because that is the weapon for sure. What's up, Lord Kev? What do you mean? Well, shit, the night I wait, he starts on time. What? Hey, man, it was a short episode. Last week, remember you texted me, hey, you might want to move the stream back, because I didn't realize it was an hour and a half, and now we get a 45-minute one. Luce is what? The last time Chris watched Saturday Night Live was called Friday Night Live. Probably Luce is probably. The last time I watched Saturday Night Live was a clip of Dave Chappelle, and that was just last month or something, maybe 2 months ago. But I haven't watched a full show. But now that they're being apparently funny again, I'll check out clips, because they wasn't funny for a long time. They just got too politically correct. Not the final form. Well, you got, what is it, bloater, and what's the other one that's like the same thing, but they're the water versions, ain't it, Big Kev? The final form, they just explode into a big mushroom thing, right? I don't know. You tell me. Moni G, I think it's the mushroom strain. Would there possibly be infected people traveling underground? I don't know about the bloaters. Yeah, I mean, the cordyceps thing, obviously it's related to it, but we don't know exactly what that is as far as it buckling the damn street. I don't know what else it could be. But I have not seen the coming thing, by the way. I'll watch. We'll pull that up here in a little bit on the stream on YouTube. Matter of fact, let me pull that up and get it ready. Because for whatever reason, HBO Max, I never see any previews. I never see any, let's see, The Last of Us episode 5 preview. I'll just pull that up for later. We'll watch it here in a few. Yeah, it just came out 30 minutes ago. There we go. So. What's up, Steven? How are you? Melanie Linsky from 2.5 Men, I think. Lord Kev, they can be shamblers, but then they're the Rat King. John Belushi, last time you watched Saturday Night Live? Yeah, man, that's been a minute. Yeah. Carol, I love how they tie the episode length to the content. Yeah, it's good they don't have a set thing, kind of like any good show like Got and all that. There's no set thing, right? Um, Diane Q&A, what do you think about the reason Ellie is immune to the zombie bites is because Ellie's mom was bit just before Ellie was born, and that is why Ellie is immune to the shroom zombies. I don't know, honestly, Diane. I never looked into. I don't know if did they ever explain that in the game. I mean, clearly that's no secret. They made that available immediately. I don't know if they ever give that, to my knowledge, why. I think it just is like a one of those things where somebody was mutated, whatever, and something didn't affect her, and she's the almost like anything, right? Once you have like I always thought The Walking Dead, right? The Walking Dead, everybody has that virus, even if you're alive and you're fine. But when you die, you'll turn, which is, of course, why they cap each other in the head when you die, even of natural causes, right? So I've always thought that, like, and this never really got answered, but, like, I've always thought that, like, Judith, for example, who was born during this thing, the next generation of people born during the thing would be immune and not turn when they died. So I don't know if we'll ever get confirmation, but I think that's something like that. Lord Kev, you don't see the last one until The Last of Us 2, though. That last forum thing, yeah, I didn't even know there was another one past that, really. I mean, really, it's, at what point do the humans have to die at some point? They can't sustain that because they have to remain alive to spread it, right? Yeah, so I don't know if anybody knows any different or any theories. I don't know. I mean, other than just mutations, right? I mean, it's just kind of thing. John Haymaker in the game that said the fungus mutated. Yeah, but the fungus mutated, yes, it mutated to be able to infect humans, right? Because it is a real thing in real life. But what made her immune is the question. I don't know if they ever answered that. Noche Knight, what's up? Noche, how you doing? What did you think of the new order they played for the closing credits? Yeah, no, the music, their choices and stuff are outstanding. I was saying earlier, I thought it was good. But I was saying earlier, I thought old Hank Williams, the classic Hank, not Hank Williams Jr., but classic Hank, that was a good song to play for them traveling across the country and seeing the fallout. Yeah, John, that's what I was saying. No, I was going to say this is the one thing I think people may have a problem with is, not that you don't need zombies all the time, for sure. You don't. I mean, I think the last episode proved that. But now you have 2 episodes in a row with 0 zombies in it as far as the infected. I know I'm saying zombies, whatever, but you know what I mean. The point being, 0 infected stuff. But we're going to have episodes that, it's really, okay, you're saying her fungus in particular, but her body made it do it, right? Something with her. Yeah, no. So, but I'm assuming counterbalance that with some episodes that has a lot. You know what I mean? Kind of like the game when you're going through, like me and Big Kid was talking about last week or week before. You go through the buildings and it's all you're dealing with for a while, and you kind of get tired of walking through the dark, dealing with clickers, and then for a while you're kind of walking around in story mode and there's nobody around and it's kind of relaxed. So it's kind of one of those things, which is a good balance, but if they go too many without it, then you're like kind of getting away from like the danger, all the danger aspect of the fungus, and only focusing on the humans, which is more important, I guess. But the point being, no mushrooms on the pizza this episode. Nope. Yeah, yeah, you're right, Carol. There were a couple, but not like it wasn't a major thing where they're like getting through some really dangerous part. But yeah, there were a couple. You're right. But yeah, they didn't even show one this episode. Not a single one, right? Didn't see any dead ones or anything that I remember. Diane Riddick is laying right here, and poor Cathole is on my bed asleep. So Riddick's back here asleep. He's good. I know these poor animals. But yeah, no, overall, little bit more backstory on Tommy. He is not sure if he's still at this radio tower out here in Wyoming. But pretty straightforward, more about them bonding, Ellie and Joel, and getting closer. Now he's having that parental, like you said, feelings and reminding him of his daughter. And so that was pretty straightforward. But it was another good episode. I mean, so far every episode has been good. Again, last week they great standalone episode, a great love story, all that stuff. But I think people wanted to not change the source material where Frank had left and died and left him that note and all that stuff. But you know, it was I guess a poetic choice. I did love the shot last week of as they left, Joel and Ellie left with the truck and got the battery put together. I think that was a good choice to pan back through the window and not show them and that whole thing. So that was a really good episode. But I think people were missing a couple of the cool things in the game as far as the attack, and then not seeing current Joel and Ellie interact with Bill and stuff. But anyway, good episode again. More of a bonding, just developing their relationship type of thing. Carol Riddick is doing good. He came out of his surgery. He had one more small little bleed right after, like the next day, but after that, it's been really good. No bleeding at all. And he's still on his medication to keep the lupus, down as much as possible. You can't completely stop it. He's still got like dry nose a little bit inside, and it's still inflamed a little bit, but it's always going to be like that. There's really nothing you can do. So I don't want to give him too much of the stuff to keep his immune system suppressed. So, but yes, he's been good since back to normal in the sense of playing, and he grew all his hair back. They shaved his whole damn neck. When they did that surgery for a little tiny incision about this big, they shaved his whole neck all the way around, and he looked like a damn turkey neck. And that's all grown back. He's thick again and running. He's finally got to play the last couple of days because it's been raining nasty, and it's finally sunny the last 2 days. So he's good. He's doing good. Thanks for asking. And that's what broke me. That's what broke me after we go to the mountains, and then I spent $15,000. My last $15,000 in savings I spent on surgeries. So it's not been fun financially, but I wouldn't change it. Obviously, that's my son. That was the most craziest shit I've ever been through. Let's see. Fox Crown, hello. Tommy is a joiner, so he's probably doing TikToks about Chinese spy balloon right now. Chinese spy balloon, I know. That was everywhere. That happens all the time, but it just became a thing, I guess. I mean, I don't know why they don't take care of them sooner. There's plenty of places they can shoot it down over land that's probably pretty safe. But I don't know what they have on them. I guess they're not too worried about it, but they do that all the time. But yeah, it was cool to see the fucking F-22 Raptor intercepted, though. Moni G, QZ is the official safe place, right? Well, the official safe place of Fedra. They keep infected outside the QZ area, or are they QZ's mostly big city? Yeah, I'd imagine mostly big cities where they can have walls and set up the boundaries. And that's the federal government in a sense, the remnants of it. And those are, official safe places, but you can see they're so oppressive. It's not the government, not legitimate government anymore. Obviously, it's just another faction, essentially. But, yeah, I guess if you want to call it that. And to my knowledge, they're big cities. I wouldn't imagine them being out in middle of nowhere. I guess that would be individuals. But this one in Kansas City, the reason this is a separate group, the Fedra left that area. They used to be their city, and then they left and gave up, or I don't know if it was because of war or whatever. But Tina, do you still have crazy kids? Yeah, I do still have cat hole, Tina. There's still 3 cats here. Camden's other cat that she brought when she moved back in, and then we had some kittens, and then got rid of those, and one grandkitty's left. So yeah, still have cat hole for sure. Boom boom. What was the doctor being interrogated in the shop? That plot. Same here. I will say that. I was going to say that earlier. I'm glad you said that. So we just know that she was asking about her brother. He was their family doctor at some point. Said he gave birth. Actually, he's the one who delivered her. He wouldn't answer where somebody was, and then goes back and shoots him. So I'm a little confused on that too. I don't know. I mean, what's that relate to besides? I mean, I can't remember. Was she asking about Henry, or her brother? Was that a separate name? It was a different name, wasn't it? Because, I mean, she's looking for Henry and Sam, right? And we met them at the very end. Clearly, that's not her brother, I don't think. But I think she mentioned her brother, right? So, I don't know why you go back and kill the dude. Greg C., federal prison. Yeah, I guess that was the old Fedra prison cell, which was just a container. Jake from State Farm. What's up, Jake? How you doing? America. Yeah, exactly. When the balloon, it was so many rednecks filming the balloon being shot down. Woo! Fuck you, commies! You know, it's hilarious. That's just typical rednecks. Well, it's cool to see though. Let's shoot a Sidewinder missile or heat-seeking missile with a balloon. Seems like you could just, couple rounds would do it. Okay, Lord K, there you go. Her brother was killed in Fedra custody, and he was probably a doctor of Fedra, right? That's the way I took it. Because she said, like, it's fine, now it's too much now that you're in the prison. So that's what, okay, that makes sense, yeah. Yeah, and Carol was confirming that apparently he was collaborating with Fedra. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about this kind of stuff, right, is he might have been a good dude, but he's going to do what he does to survive too. And if he was a doctor for Fedra, I mean, he had to do what he had to do at the time, right? That's the thing you got to remember about these type of situations and these stories. Yeah, I just wonder if it was separate because Mona, you're saying I guess the doctor was protecting the guy and the kid, but she mentioned her brother being killed, so. She's blaming him and Fedra. I don't know if that's a separate thing or not. Kathleen's brother got dimmed out by someone like the doctor. Yeah, somebody in Fedra. Okay, Greg, there you go. Yeah. The doctor ratted her brother out to Fedra. Okay. Yeah, John Haymaker, they had a gun to his head. Yeah, literally. I mean, what are you going to do? I guess I don't know. That's the thing. It's easy to sit back, especially being a viewer, and to judge, characters or whatever. It's like morally, it's like, but what would you do if you had a gun to your head and you're trying to survive? I don't know. So anyway, I don't know how big if Kathleen's a big character. I know I actually looked her up, and I didn't see a lot of information on her like you do, like Sam and Henry, for example. So I know they're more of have a bigger role. They'll hang out for a while, I'm sure. Both kind of survivors. I remember a little bit of the backstory on Henry and Sam, just protective of his brother, was born during the outbreak, all that stuff, almost like Ellie being still young. But I think they combined that, right? Because that was in Pittsburgh, I believe, and then they ran into each other in a similar situation, but it wasn't they're in a different city, so I think they combined the storylines, right? That was Kansas City, so I think they combined those, and then him fighting that other character. Yeah, she's a new character. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The wiki thing, Carol, it just said literally her name, supporting character, and played by the actress. It didn't have any backstory like it did with the other ones. Lord Kev, I think Henry is just an irritant to Kathleen and her militia, and the doctor apparently was info on them and wouldn't give it up. Kathleen is just to show specific care. Got you. Okay. Henry and Sam are superheroes. Yeah, how'd they get in there? They knew the glass trick, or he just didn't hear it. Ain't no way I could go to sleep situation like that. You got people hunting you down, and they're in the same vicinity, and you can just climb up in some random room and take a nap. Shit. Lord Kevo, boy, wait till you see the end of that arc. Yikes, it's going to wreck people. I'm sure, man. I'm sure. Yeah, John, that's what I was saying. Maybe they know the trick. I don't know, man. Maybe they put something down over it. Maybe they were just that worn out. Or there was a different entrance that they didn't know about. Maybe, who knows, man. We'll see. They'll probably address it because they made a big deal of the glass thing, right? Yeah, Greg, see, that's what the Superman picture. Yeah, it looked like he had been drawing Superman. How about that 20-year-old ravioli, though? How about the 20-year-old ravioli? Imagine that. 20-year-old canned ravioli. And that's what, that drove me crazy. This episode, when they wrecked that damn truck, obviously they got the spikes and all that stuff. I was like, don't go in the city. Just don't do it. You can go around and not go through the city, get back on the highway. And then he got lost, and then he knew what was going to happen. And they wrecked that truck, and I'm like, there goes all your shit, man. You got that truck full of stuff. They had extra gas. They had supplies. They had food. They could live for a while on that stuff, and they just left it all. It's like, go back and fill it up at least before everybody else gets there. Throw some bags on your shoulder and get the fuck out of there. I don't know. I was like, just back it out, drive on the fucking wheels for a while. It'll drive for a little bit. It'll drive for a little bit on no tires. And then take that gas you got and the battery out, put it in another vehicle when you can, and get the hell up out of there. What's up, Nobi? How are you? Hit that like button. Thank you. Yeah, please hit the like button if you don't mind. Subscribe. I see we lost 3 subscribers since we started. Thank you. Thank you, people. Not here, I mean. Not people in here. It's so weird. It's so weird, man. I mean, the videos have been doing pretty damn good on the reaction videos with Camden watching Got, and been growing again. It's really cool. Really cool to see. But then I do a live stream and lose 2 or 3. Whatever, man. I can't wait for Camden to get more into it. Now things are going to start moving along here, and she's going to be like, oh, shit, because she thinks, spoiler alert, she thinks Ned's the main character. Which, I mean, it technically is, but you know what I'm saying. Episode 9 is not too far away, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, Diane, I said that too, actually. I would have stayed at Bill and Frank's place. I would have stayed there for a couple of nights, rested up. I mean, I know they probably stayed for a while and didn't show it or whatever, but, stay there, rest up, eat for a couple days, get your strength back, the whole thing. Pack everything up you need, which essentially they did. But yeah, I would have stayed there for a little bit. But I know he's in a hurry too. No, but you just started watching the this. Or are you talking about the Camden reaction videos? Yeah, and if people like those, we'll obviously always talk about House of the Dragon and the new other shows coming out. We'll eventually get Dunk and Egg, but those are going to be years away. If people like the reaction stuff, we'll keep doing them and do some other things maybe, because I haven't seen a lot of stuff that she has too. But we're trying to reverse everything here and get going again, and it started to with those videos at least. I mean, hell, we got some subscribers from that than we did House of the Dragon the whole 9 or 10 weeks. I'm sorry, so it's really really odd. They're fun to do. Diane, I wonder if any Amish were infected since they're pretty much self-sufficient. Well, less likely, Diane, but it was in the food supply, so they're not going to be. I would imagine, at least initially, they probably were not. Anybody that was self-sufficient and lived off the land and didn't order any. For example, they didn't buy flour to store or whatever. I would imagine they probably were not infected. But of course, there's probably still a lot of people out there in the boonies, so to speak, that made it. But yeah, any civilization, no, it's not civilization, any group like that, I would imagine they probably were not. But they do go to town occasionally, so you never know. The nearest town could have boomed, that'd have been it, and then one comes back infected, and then starts biting his family in the middle of the night. It's not easy to stay away from. Death Cab, have you seen Invincible? Invincible? No, what Invincible? Which, were we talking about a movie? I think that's the name of like a million movies, right? Or shows, but I haven't seen a show called Invincible, if that's what you're asking. I'm trying to think, what's Invincible? Is that a, you have to tell me if that's a show, movie, or what. But I guess I have not. Otherwise, I would know the answer to that. Oh, tonight's episode, Nobi. So yeah, don't get spoiled. Well, I guess you're watching it already, but. Greg, the two guys' bodies were in the house rotting away, and only 2 weeks difference from their suicide to Joe and Ellie show up. Yeah, that was probably a pretty nasty scene. But again, what I was saying was the difference was it was a great story, right, and ending for the show, but that's not how it happened in the game. But it was more poetic. Moni, yeah, kinda. I'm a little bit behind because I missed. I didn't feel great last week when we were streaming Sunday, and then I was late to start the show, and it was a longer episode. So then I was like, by the time I start the stream, it'd be way too late. So I'll do it tomorrow. So I rescheduled it, and then I had to cancel that. I had this stomach thing going on for a couple of days. So I fell behind on that, and then I had a job thing going on with an online exam thing. So I didn't get caught up and stream that part. So we would have streamed what was the equivalent of 3 and 4 this week before this show aired, but I'm a little behind. So what I'll do is I'll play a little bit and catch up and get to where, because I can kind of tell the stopping points. Excuse me. All right, Diane, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out for a few. Have a good night, good week, all that good stuff. It's like the rated. Oh, I know what you're talking about, Death Cab. I know what you're talking about now when you said Avengers. I have not seen it, but I know what you're talking about. Like rated R Avengers on Prime. No, I have not seen it. I know what you're talking about now that you say Avengers. I'm sorry. Yeah, Lord Kev animated series on Prime. Prime, damn it, Prime. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I saw the teaser or whatever it was, but I have not seen it. Rafi, yeah, anime on Prime. Death Cab only takes one episode to get into that show. Yeah, I mean, I may check it out. I don't know, man. I have a problem with cartoons, man. Unless it's like, I don't know, like Star Wars, Clone Wars style. I don't know, man. It's hard for me to watch animated shows. It really is. I don't know why. Except for like actual cartoons. Like I still love Looney Tunes. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, man. Transformers the movie, by the way, one of the best movies of all time, animated. But I'm just saying, it's hard for me to get into an animated show. Pretty legit about a superhero and his dad. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now, but I may check it out. Okay, yeah. Invincible was made by the same Death saying, same dude who made The Walking Dead, and main character is voiced by Glenn from The Walking Dead. Oh, cool. Rafi, what do you think about the actress playing Ellie? Yeah, Lyanna Mormont. I mean, is she doing it for you? She gives off Arya vibes for me. I think she's doing a good job. I still said this from episode 1. I think that the girl playing Sarah might have been a better Ellie. I don't know. Sometimes I feel she's fine, and other times it's just probably the looks thing, and the accent thing too is not quite there. She's doing fine, Bella Ramsey, but she's got the attitude and all that kind of stuff to some degree. But Joel and her are rednecks. You know what I mean? They're missing some of that, I guess. So it's not something I would sit there and I can't watch it or whatever. But she bugs me a little bit for some reason. And I don't mean anything by Bella Ramsey. She's fine. Nothing personal. But I think I don't know. In some ways, I almost think that Sarah would have been a better Ellie. I don't know. Is it just me? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe other people feel that way too. But I don't hate it. But I think there's something missing there. I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe it's just a looks thing, which is, I guess, shallow or whatever. But, I mean, I like Joel, okay. He's not quite there. I mean, he's not going to have the true southern redneck accent, whatever. But Joe and Ellie are like the hound. They are. It is a very cool relationship. It is very much like that, John. So it is a great relationship. So I think she's fine overall. It's just little minor things. But again, I'm not I have played enough of the game, and I know I've seen all the cut scenes over the years. I know the whole story, so I know the characters fairly well as far as the main ones. And it's not quite there. It's fine. It's nothing to complain about every episode, or it's not nothing where I'm like some purist who can't watch it or something because it's not quite her. But I think they could have probably had a better choice. I don't know. Good old Ravioli. 20-year-old Nobi Ravioli. But yeah, that's a good equivalent there, John. The Hound and Arya. It does. It gives you those vibes for sure. Yeah, no, the buffalo, that's what I was saying earlier. I said cows and buffalo. I think I said cows, but yeah, that's what I meant. I was saying they look fine at it because I was always wondering, are animals infected? Any animals infected besides ants and humans? Yeah, we rolled out Hank. We did. Hey, that Hank song was a good choice, was it not, for that scene or for those scenes? Rolling across the landscape, good old Hank. That was good, man. I thought that was good. Ellie should have a Boston accent. Yeah, well, I mean, I think she's more. Yeah, that's true, I guess, to some degree. But I mean, I don't know. It's so I guess it depends on where you end up. She was born after it's all started, and are all the people there, Bostonian or Northerners? I don't know how things changed, where people moved around after that people survived before everything was formed and the QZs were thrown up and all that stuff. So I don't know. Crap lasts forever. Dude, Porn Mag made it to the show. Yeah, you know how it is, man. They've copied a lot of these scenes, almost scene for scene. So they're so far really good adaptation, except for the couple minor things. Again, last week with the different relationship ending to Bill and them and Frank, and then I think this was a combination of things, little different with the introduction of Henry and Sam. Fedra School, yeah, they do have. That is the official, as you said, Moni, safe zones, right? I still have stuff from 2020. No, but I just cleaned out my pantry again the other day, and I still, even though I cleaned out before, I still had some cans from like 2019, 2018, a few here and there. I had got most of it. But I'm sure everybody's got a couple of those old cans. Just like you wonder, it's, the date's long gone, but it's still fine probably. I wouldn't trust it, but I mean, I guess if you were in a survival situation, yeah. We'll pull up here in a minute and watch this preview for next episode. Start stockpiling porno mags in case of an apocalypse. Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, that goes along with ammo, right? I mean, preppers, stock ammo, John, and of course, and porn and and food. The staples, right? Long as the can isn't rusting, that's correct. I guess so. Home free. Yeah, it reminds me. Me and my girl watched Coming to America last weekend. She had never seen it, and now I'm sorry. I had Randy Watson stuck in my head. And I had home free after you said the can isn't rusting. I was just thinking you be home free. You ain't never met Dr. Martin Luther King. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. Classic Eddie Murphy. Oh shit. Chicken and porn or bloated. Playboy Max, Chef Boyardee cans. Death Cab for Dorian again. Loving the Last of Us streams. How's James doing? He's doing good as far as I know. I hadn't talked to him in like a week or so, or maybe a little more. Kind of same old crap, just dealing with work stuff and all that. But he's doing good as far as I know. At least last time I talked to him, it was just problems at work. Just it's the same for everybody, I guess. But he's doing okay as far as I know. Oh shit, knocking my mic around. Let's see here. What is it? Oh, there's an episode in Dark Side Droids. It almost feels like they're trying to squeeze 2 seasons out of the first game. I think they are too, man. The way it's going with the expansion of the backstories, like last week, obviously was you got the whole entire episode about Frank and Bill. The backstory, I think they are. I don't know. We were talking about that in season or episode 1 stream. I mean, how much can they do, right? Because you got 2 games, and they said a game a season, and they're probably going to do a 3rd game, but I don't know. It seems like they're trying to maybe do at least 2 and then have a 3rd season. Or maybe even 3 and 4 out of game 2 to make this like a 4 to 5 episode series or season series. So I get that feeling too, because this one was they could have skipped this, right? Went straight to the Sam stuff. I'm sorry, the Henry and Sam stuff, which they did get to obviously, but it was just more of a and that's fine. I think it works fine too, because you get more of that bonding time, which is this whole episode was them bonding and starting to care for each other type of thing. So I think that's good. But again, we'll see. Nobi, I agree on the coffee smell. It smells like skunk to me. That's the reason I can smell weed. It offends my nose. You can smell weed a mile away. Coffee and weed. That is a combo. Yeah, I actually drink coffee now, but not all the time. That's not one of those things where I get up in the morning and drink coffee. I'll have coffee at night when people are over, or we're sitting by a fire or whatever, but not often. But I do have, and I have Dunkin' Donuts coffee, by the way. And I use sweet cream. Sweet cream creamer is the best, man. What's up, AK? Watch, how you doing, man? How are you? Death Cab, pretty sure the showrunner said game 1 was just for. Yeah, I think that's what somebody said before, but I don't know. I mean, maybe how many is it? 10 episodes? Are we doing 10? I mean, like the game is what, average of 13 to 14 hours, and again, I know you can do like more scavenging and stuff like that, but I don't know. By the far. Damn fire, keep my damn feet warm. I don't know though. I mean, I guess if they said it, they said it. I'm not. I don't. I'm like I don't believe you, but I think Nip's right though. I think it seems at least like they can certainly extend it if they wanted to. I think they probably should. We'll see. What is this? What is this name change here, Randy? Stony Snark. Look at the name change here. Coffee and weed sounds like a morning at my house. Damn. What's up, Randy Swimuts? How you doing, man? With the name change, I don't think I didn't recognize your picture there, man. And they have 20-year-old canned ravioli is a premium in these parts. My line the next time I go through the store. Exactly. Exactly. Has to be cold outside, black only in the morning. I got you, Nobi. And now everybody's giving their coffee. I drink my coffee half and half, no sugar. No, I got to have sugar, man. I can't. I'm in the South, man. We can't have like tea and coffee without sugar, man. Come on. You come down here and you go to any restaurant. It doesn't matter if it's a hole in the wall, big, whatever, and say I want a iced tea or tea, whatever. It's automatically sweet. Period. Like, but you go up north, and I've been up there. Yeah, let me get a tea. You want that sweet or non-sweet? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's so weird. Nick Style, yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I believe I haven't gotten to part 2, so I don't know if it's in there. But we were talking about earlier. I just recently did too, John. For the most part, I'm doing pretty good, man. I've been eating really pretty good for the most part. Not completely. I'm still sipping on these, but not nearly as much. Actually drinking mostly Pepsi Zero, which is actually pretty good, and eating good and all that stuff. I think I'm down almost 10 pounds. Been trying to do better and like sustain it and not fall back into shitty habits. I'm getting old, so I got to start taking care of myself. Cream, no sugar. Stony Snark. It's going to be hard for me to get used to that, Randy. Just saying. Balos, DOG, you have always deserved a lot more than you gotten from YouTube. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it, man. I think so. We did good for a while, man. It is what it is. I don't want to complain about it all the time. I know people get tired of hearing it, but people ask me questions, and I'll get on a YouTube rant, and I'll have people getting mad at me for talking about it and complaining. But it's like, just play on my side of the fence for a while. You'll see what I'm saying. It's changed so much, and yeah, I mean, we got it left behind a little bit. It's partially my fault for sure. I could have made better stuff, I guess. I don't know how exactly, but it is what it is, and we're trying to muster up and save it. Because I don't want to just give up and quit on it, but it got really close several times. Trust me. Doing this with Camden and kind of doing the reactions or her reaction type thing, this kind of gave me a little more hope. I don't think it'll ever be a big reaction channel unless it may take off. Maybe people will enjoy it once she starts getting into it, because it's those couple episodes where it's not a lot going on. You're more introductions, and we don't react big crazy ways and fake it and all that bullshit. We just had that conversation in that last video because Camden it was late at night. She was tired, but she wanted to record one, and she's actually likes the show, and people don't seem to believe that for some reason. And she mentioned at the end, she's like, "I'm not mad. It's just the way I look. It's just my," or as she calls it, RBF. And it was late, and she was yawning, and so I had a couple comments were like, clearly she don't give a shit. She's not interested in the show because she was yawning. It's like, no, it was late at night. She literally asked me all about it. She texted me about it. She's starting to know names. I'm not making her do it, but it gave me a little hope that there could be something to do with that. I mean, I don't know. We'll always cover the big shows when they come out and do live streams and stuff, but it's just not ever going to be the same. There's too many people doing it. There's too many corporate channels that have big teams behind them, and I can't compete with that. Yeah, she wanted me to put a yawn counter up, Doc. She was like, can you put a yawn counter up? I was like, sure, and it was like 7. It was like 7, but it was late. It was late. It was like, matter of fact, speaking of the devil, I hear the garage door opening now. See, Nobius, I said the same thing. I was yelling at the screen. Why do these people always have to go to town? Last place you need, exactly. Don't go. You can go around that. You can go around. There's some back roads to get back on the highway. You don't need to go through the town. You have a better chance of just busting through the truck with your instead of going through the actual alleys and shit. Black coffee, no sugar, no cream. All right. Carol says black coffee. Cereal, no milk. Kool-Aid, no sugar. Ham, no burger. Every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen, eating up all the food. I miss John Witherspoon. I miss him bad, man. Damn. I want to see him in some other stuff, man. Yeah, she was just doing that, John, to mess with me. Fucking exaggerating her yawn. I have not watched Arcane, Carol. I have not. I haven't watched any other shows since this and Dragon. Tom Bystander Stoney hasn't watched the first season and a half of the second. Don't get the hype of the show. So what was Randy asking about? Oh, Breaking Bad. Yeah, I mean, that's what people say all the time, and maybe I should. I've never seen it, and maybe I will do that. But I mean, the little bit I'm sorry, I take that back. I did see episode 1 of Breaking Bad because this all people tell me. You need to react to Breaking Bad, and maybe I will because I mean, it can't be that horrible from all the hype. And my cousin Eric's actually watching it now. I think he might have finished it again, but. Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of people say that too, though. I kind of get what you're saying. I haven't seen enough to know, but what Tom is saying, don't get the hype of the show. I think some people feel like that and watching. I've heard that before. Like I watched the show and I don't understand what the big deal is. But I'm not saying I've just seen one episode, and I didn't like him, oh, I got to see episode 2. But, I mean, I know it takes a few episodes for any show. You got to coordinate. Mushroom belt, mushroom jacket. Oh, John Witherspoon was the man. Watch and react to Arcane. Yeah, there's several. Hey, look, there's a lot of shows that I remember. As I said before, people don't believe it, but I don't watch a lot of TV. I really have to be in something to watch it, and especially to talk about it on YouTube. So if we're talking about on YouTube, I like the show. Obviously, GOT was a whole different level, and House of the Dragon, all that stuff. But I don't watch a lot of shows, honestly. I just don't. So if I do, I'm really got to be into it, and I don't want to watch something just for the sake of, oh, this is a popular show, we can talk about it on YouTube, and I don't want to be an expert in everything, you know what I mean? And there's nothing going to be as deep as Ice and Fire. But I mean, I can check them out, if people enjoy it. I mean, it's not going to hurt me in any way, right? I mean, if people like it, reactions, and that seems to be the thing people love on YouTube now is just reactions. I mean, I watch reaction channels too, but I don't watch any show reaction channels. I watch music reaction channels. One of my favorite things on YouTube, just when I'm sitting around at night before I go to bed eating a snack or whatever, is I'll watch guys react to metal music, for example. It's never heard metal, never really listened to it, or rap or whatever. People that's never listened to rap I like that kind of stuff as opposed to shows. You know what I mean? Of course, I haven't seen a lot of shows to even understand what they're reacting to. Yeah, Mark, Deadwood. People mention Deadwood a lot. Obviously, what's the one? Yellowstone. Carol said Arcane. Now I've certainly heard of that, but I've never seen Breaking Bad. No, Carol, I've never. The first episode, like I said, Breaking Bad was mild. Lord Kev. Yeah, I don't know what the thing is. I'm with Tom on this one from what I've seen. That's all. But I haven't seen like I said again. To be fair, I've not seen a lot. It's okay, but damn, people act like it's that good. And in a season and a half, I watched it's good, but not the Holy Grail. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. True Detective season 1, that's the Holy Grail for me. That's another one people mentioned. Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey digging into corruption and kidnappings. Yeah, I think I would enjoy that too. I don't know, man. It takes a lot for me to get into a TV show. Like this, I look forward to because I knew it was a very popular game. I knew the story of the game, even though I hadn't played it till now. I knew it was really big, won Game of the Year, all that stuff. Really good story. Heard raving reviews about it. Until part 2 was a lot of controversy. Yeah. League of Legends. I'm familiar with it, Carol. I just hadn't. I never played League either. Walking Dead vibes very strong. Nobody's watching. She's catching up here. We're waiting on Nobi. Hurry up, Nobi. Catch up. We got to watch the preview real quick. Tom, I stumbled on that show from clips on YouTube and watched all 8 episodes in one sitting from about 10 to 6 a.m. One of the best experiences of my life. Oh, okay, wow. Death Cab for Dorian. Each season of True Detective is its own story and only lasts one season. Yeah, I heard that before too. I don't know anything about it. But yeah, all these will be. I mean, I could try that. You know, Breaking Bad is certainly probably the biggest thing because I think everybody in the world's seen it except me and I guess Tom has seen some of it. But no, I'm kidding you. There's no way you can catch up. So we'll watch the teaser real quick. Let me get that ready. But yeah, if you hadn't seen it yet, if you're new here, I see that about half the people watching those videos are new or have not subscribed. Hit that subscribe button if you don't mind. We're trying to try to gather this thing back together and get to 100K. We were at 84,000 almost, or 83 and some change during Game of Thrones season 8, and we slid backwards, but we're starting to move at least forward again. It's very slow, but I am thankful for that. So, I don't understand what's going on right now. It's really odd because the episode 1 and 2 have done pretty good on YouTube as far as the reactions for Got with Camden, but the third one is not really doing. It's doing okay, I guess, but their subs are going down again. It just doesn't make any sense. They were steadily going up ever since episode 1, and now like during the stream you've seen we've lost 4. Kevin Warner, what's that? Next episode comes out on Friday. What do you mean? Which? Oh, Doc, there you go. I haven't seen Breaking Bad either. When I move down, we can watch it together. Come on, Doc. Hey, man, look, I'm gonna tell you this though. They're building these houses out here. You know my area, so I just have these 2 houses here. Well, now it's 4, but this whole neighborhood that was supposed to be in the back of right originally, that's now going to happen, Doc. And they're going to be really expensive houses. So they put up a sign now down there, coming soon. And as soon as they do, and my house shoots up, I'm selling it. I'm out of here. I don't know where I'm going, but I mean, I can't pass up that kind of money to make off selling this house. I hate to do it. I love the house, and we just got all this set up in this room, and haven't really even used it since the podcast. We don't even happen anymore. YouTube, all that stuff behind me. But hey, I can set it up again in another house somewhere But yeah, so I don't know when that'll be. It's fairly soon they'll start building, I'm imagining, because the sign's up now. So, Kevin Warner, so you're saying the Last of Us, so it doesn't conflict with the Super Bowl. Oh, that makes sense. So it's this Friday. Okay, and then Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday, right? I didn't even think about it being the 12th. I didn't even think about the Super Bowl. I got you. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen this week then for YouTube wise as far as live streaming goes. We'll see. I'll let everybody know on Patreon and stuff, depending on what's going on. I'm not sure because I'm kind of waiting on this job thing, as well as hold on 1 second, actually. Excuse me. Yeah, it's all trash. All right, yeah, nothing there yet. So just waiting on confirmation for that. So I don't know exactly what's going on. Because it's Friday, you ain't got no job, you ain't got shit to do. Another classic. Yeah, I think the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs have this one. I think Carroll is correct. I don't think you're stopping the Chiefs right now. Mahomes, Kelsey. Oh, I want to watch that new movie too. What's the? I need to watch that too. But that would be. I mean, that's just a movie. It just popped in my head. What's his name that plays Kang? It's on Devotion. Yeah, Devotion. Jonathan Majors, right? Glenn Powell. True story. The Navy pilot. I love the Red Tails because I had a Red Tail when I did RC planes, and the Red Tail was the Black Fighters Squadron. Really, really cool story. True story, obviously, and that is now out on. What is that on? Let me see. Devotion. What is Devotion on? It's not. Is it Peacock? See, I canceled it, but I'm gonna have to get it for that. That's out now, right? It's in theaters, but I think it's on Peacock too. I believe it's Peacock. Let's see here. Yeah, I had these planes, man. When I did RC planes, this is me and my dad's favorite planes. We flew them together in formation and stuff. The Red Tails, it was awesome. I mean, this is a little different from the Red Tails, but I'm saying it's a very similar story. That's my favorite plane of all time. I believe it's on Peacock too. I'm sorry, Paramount Plus, which you can obviously get through Amazon as well. Okay, so I can go through Amazon on Paramount Plus. So I'd have to get it and cancel it because I'm not going to keep that. Yeah, love Red Tails, Carol. Me and my dad, he's flown planes my whole life, like RC planes. He was a pilot, mechanic on planes and jets in the Marines, and that was his all-time favorite plane. And we love the story. So we got Red Tail RC planes. These were big. I mean, these were like the wingspan on these were 6 foot, not quite 6, like 5.5, something like that. They were big, and we both had one, the same exact one. And fold up landing gear, the whole nine, and we flew them together in formation. It was so cool, man. And I fucking destroyed mine. But if I ever get RC planes again, which I kind of want to, I'm definitely going to get that first. To build them out and then fly them's awesome. Yeah, Jonathan. No, John Hamer is Mahomes still out? I don't think he's gonna be out for the Super Bowl, dude. No way. There's no way in hell. It don't matter. I'm playing with a broken knee if it's Super Bowl. All right. So good episode. So let's check out next week. So let me drag this over here. Sorry, I have to move shit around, as you know, every time we do the screen share. Excuse me. I got a tickle. All right, let me do the episode 5 preview. I will pause it here, make it full screen. Let's stop this horrible music. Display cap. I hope this is right. Okay. Oh, it is. Look at there. Wow. Nice. And we'll watch a little preview. I guess most of you have probably seen it. I never get them. They never pop up for me. I don't know why. I don't get any previously owned stuff, and I don't get any preview after the show. I don't know why. Everybody else does with me, and I'm using HBO Max, the app on my TV. So let's check this out for next week and see what we have coming for The Last of Us, or I should say this week, right? I mean, it is Friday then. Charles Wilson, what's up? How you doing, Charles? Loved episode, but not as good as last. Yeah, it was pretty standard. Yeah, but it was good bonding. You know, there's really just a relationship building. That's basically what we said. Wasn't a lot to talk about, honestly, for the stream. Besides, I mean, we could go into all the details, but basically that's what it was. I mean, right? I don't think he broke his ankle. I don't think he broke his ankle. I don't think he's out. I think I don't know. I don't think he's hurt bad. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not saying I don't keep up with football like I used to, but I haven't heard that. All right, here we go. Let's check this out. I know you guys have probably seen it. I have not. Last of Us, episode 5 preview. Here we go. I guess I'll have to pause this or talk
Things
over it.
have gone great.
What's this?
Haven't you heard? Kansas City is free. Where is Henry?
Okay, so Kathleen, they run this joint, Kansas City, right? Because the Federer's not there anymore. All right. Look at me. So here's Henry and Sam. Is he?
Where is Henry? He told me to forgive. But where is the justice in that?
Hold on. Let me back it up just a little bit. So that's his painting, right? Yeah, this Friday.
He told me to forgive. But where is the justice in that?
So she's looking for him for what? Like, they're combining storylines, right?
It ends the way it ends.
Oh, there we go. So there's the bloater we saw from the pit. That's the full bloater here, slow but kind of like armor. Let's back it up a little bit. So she is after them for whatever. She's pissed, and they're trying to survive too and probably get the hell up out of there. So I don't know the storyline, but hopefully at least I know there's going to be heartbreaking death and stuff for these characters. But I don't know about him though, honestly. So hopefully they can get them out of there
It ends the way
together.
it ends.
Oh. Damn, that's short. Hold on.
To forgive. But where is the justice?
Hold on, I was trying to see, what is this? Okay, that's Ellie. Okay, I didn't see Ellie. Okay. I mean, he's not deaf, right? He's not deaf.
The justice in
But they were kind of saying that maybe it was just the way they were portraying it.
It ends the way it ends.
I don't know. He's not deaf, right? I mean, so you think the bloater came through the floor? That's what I thought, Jonathan, but it's like, why? Why would it be under the floor? You know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying earlier. Get rid of that. All right, that looks good, obviously. Let me get rid of that. Move that. Because, I mean, like, how would they are humans, right? So how would a human be under the street or the pavement and be, because the host has to survive. Bilos or Belos, I'm in Kansas City, my home is fine. That's what I thought. I think he got hurt that bad. So it looks good. Looks like they're going to team up to some degree. We'll see what happens. Sam is not deaf, but that seemed like they were portraying him as deaf. I know he was saying, look at me, not over there or at it or whatever it is. Maybe it's just the way they portrayed it because they had the voiceover going. But he seems very visual, obviously. Bloater caption, I want to talk to you about your car's extended warranty. Exactly. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. Hoonjob, look at this. Who is this? We got Randy with the name change back up in here. Carol Brown's in the building. And then we got Hoonjob. What is going on? We got the old fam back together. What's up, Hoon? How are you, man? Haven't watched this 4th episode. First 3 were good. Been working till Sunday till 10. Just stopped by to say, Lady Sandra is a Bolton. Proto start. Keep up the great horse SmokeScreen. Loving it all. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Oh, the good old days, man. The good old days. When we had memes and jokes and hashtags and all the things. Good times, man. Thanks for stopping in, Hoon. I appreciate it, dude. Hadn't seen you in a while. Carol's been missing everything as well, so I don't know what's going on with y'all. Well, I know YouTube, by the way, is not working. I did have people, 2 people now, but I have messaged me, and they were not subscribed and did not unsubscribe, and they were not subscribed to the channel and therefore got no notification. So check all that stuff. I don't know what's happening. I've heard from 2 people now in the last 2-3 weeks that they were not subscribed and notifications did not work or whatever. So I don't know what's happening, man. I don't know. Vagisurts. Get that mini fresh feeling from basement to ceiling. So yeah, be sure you're still subscribed if you don't mind. If you hadn't subscribed, hit that button so we can see that little ticker go up this time. That'd be cool. Yeah, if you're interested in the reaction stuff, I know all you guys have seen Game of Thrones, but and Camden will get more into it. Obviously, things will start to happen. You start seeing. No, I got you, Carol. No, I don't. Don't. Please don't. I didn't mean that as any you should feel guilty thing. Please don't think that. I understand completely. People have shit to do that's very important. But no, I just miss you guys. I miss all this being and having these weekly get-togethers, and it feels like without Game of Thrones, where you had this next season coming and theories and all this kind of stuff, that it's really scattered, which it kind of is. Because House of the Dragon, I mean, think about it. We know how House of the Dragon ends. There's nothing to theorize. I know what every character is going to do and how it's going to happen, essentially, except for some detail, but it's not the same. So there's not a lot of in between seasons content to do. There's not any more characters I can, the locations, the world, the characters. I did all those. It's not like back in the Game of Thrones days where you could sit there and talk about, next season, but this is what's going to happen. Here's a theory about this person. Here's a theory about that. There was so much going on. It's just never going to be the same. But these will at least be fun to do and see her get into this show and fall in love with people and hate others and vice versa and switch it up. And then to see some of the stuff's going to happen. It's going to be fun. So they'll get more interesting. They'll get better. And I'm trying to produce them better. I'm trying to do the blur and keep this thing up so I can keep the thing up the whole time and blur it every couple seconds because of copyright crap. And then I have to put the music in there. I don't want it to interfere. I'm trying to make it as low as possible without copyright for the audio. So it's because the first episode I had to edit 4 times and fix it because everything got tagged. But the music has fixed that. So I'm trying to not make that too distracting. I saw a couple people complaining. So I'll try to get that better and maybe get us separate mics and stuff or whatever. I can do all that. The problem is my camera's old now, and it dies. The batteries are horrible, and you can't only record 20 minutes. And if I sit down in front of this camera, we're both here, it's just so much easier. But Charles, since 2019, thank you, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate all you. I really do. hanging around and still supporting and all that stuff, man. We're trying to find a new direction, and I think this is a start for sure. Bring somebody else into the GOT world to break their heart along with ours. Arnie Stronger, I wouldn't want to review that either. What you mean, Arnie? What did I miss something? Arnie Strong. Yeah, Arnie, we did have it scheduled for Sunday, last episode 3, if that's what you mean. I was late to watch it, and I didn't realize it was that long because I try to set schedules for 10:15, 10:30, which gives me 15, 20 minutes buffer to kind of catch up if I'm behind, and I have to take notes and stuff too normally. But we got behind. Then I rescheduled the next day, and then I felt like shit and had some stomach thing going on for a couple of days, so I miss it. We just missed it. Yeah, no, check them out. They'll be fun. They'll get funner too as she starts asking more stuff, because now she's remembering names and asking questions. So, and now episode 4, Cripples, Bastards, and Broken Things. Shit starts to go down, and season 1 starts really getting moving. And then of course she gets to see episode 9. Baylor, that's coming soon, and then the big funeral pyre. I don't want to say it too loud because she's in there. The big funeral pyre happens, and then it'll be a big in episode 10. So a lot of that good stuff's coming. Then of course we'll get to the good, the bad, and the ugly in season 3 as that kicks off later on. But they'll be at least fun, and maybe I'll think about. I never thought I'd be like a reaction channel, but at least I can. There's not going to hurt if I try to watch like a Breaking Bad or whatever. We'll see. Excuse me. I would love to react to stuff. I've just seen everything. I mean, not shows, but like, I don't know how much can surprise me. Ari Fan, what's up? Just finished the episode, enjoying. What a cliffhanger. Yeah, I think they can. It's a really pretty good episode, Ari. Pretty good episode, and look forward to Friday now. Arnie, how do you feel about some of the survival instincts of The Last of Us so far? What do you mean, Arnie, exactly? As far as survival instincts, I think it's been really good. Overall. I think, obviously the backstories are there that they can fill in. I don't have a problem with that. The issue last week, I said before, I thought the episode was outstanding as far as the story in and of itself, but to change the core, I've always have a problem if they change the source material in any major way. And they did a more poetic ending, I guess, for those two. But yeah, she's got some shit coming. Carol, what? Ask me what? Reactions? Oh, Arnie, Bill fighting in the middle of the street. Well, I did say something actually during the episode. Why you stand out in the open? I did say that. Can't have a fire because of raiders, but can use a lantern. Bill turns his back on the stranger to play with the piano. Joel can spend 5 minutes killing a guy. Well, I know what you're saying, but you could literally go through any show or TV show or movie and pick little things to kind of pick at. But I did say the same thing about standing out in the middle of the street shooting. Like, just find some cover and you can pick them all off. It won't be a problem. But yeah, I did say that too. Don't trust him yet. I did say that for sure. There was things I noticed for sure. But there's always those, man. It is what it is. There's always going to be little things. It's like, nah, don't do it. Don't do it. Just like this episode. Why did he go into a city? Don't go into a city. That's dumb. Don't go to a city. You can go around and get back to the highway. Why are you driving into a city? That's just a bad idea. But Obviously, if they take the safe route, you know what I mean, it's not going to be a interesting story, right? With other characters anyway. But so far I think they're doing fine. They're keeping the story intact. They're sticking to the game. They're recreating the scenes, but they're filling in some stuff that only makes sense. I mean, you have to for TV, right? It can't be a straight adaptation of the game. Otherwise, it's a mini-series. You know what I mean? Yeah. Charles, what? Bill, not a, I think it was pretty good prepper. Preppers are always the crazy assholes until the zombie apocalypse comes around. Then all of a sudden, everybody needs a prepper friend. Yeah, no, I mean, you know, I think it was pretty damn good prepper. He had, and he had plenty of time too. He survived the whole thing right under in the basement, like Carol's saying, his basement's super dope, and then had time to fix up his little town. And that's one thing I was noticing. I will say before we get out of here about this world is, like this episode, Joel and Ellie, they drove for so long without being bothered, and they didn't pass anybody. Whereas The Walking Dead, you know good and damn well, there's going to be somebody on some road somewhere. Of course, they were on an interstate, I guess, for the most part, but it seems to be a lot of spaces where people just aren't it, and which is, I don't know. I mean, I guess that would be normal. I don't know. No, John, I know it's hard to avoid cities. Yeah, obviously they pass through cities, but there's like for example, a 77, and then there's a 477 that connects to it that runs around the city. That's all I'm saying. Don't go through the city. Like you back up, you go around the back roads, get on or whatever road you need to get on there's always a circle highways that go around cities. That's all I mean, man. Not through the damn thing. But that's what I mean. So you're going to have things that don't make sense from a quarterback perspective, an armchair quarterback perspective, right? In every single show or movie. There's always going to be a little bit of, okay, it wouldn't really happen, but it's a story. Nobi, yeah, you get ignored till shit hits the fan. Exactly. Yeah, we're preppers. Because, I mean, look, I'm not a prepper. I would not ever call myself a prepper, but I'm conscious and have a bag of gear and camping stuff and ammo and the whole thing, like a lot of people in the South do. I mean, that's just in case of anything. You got to, we had Hurricane Hugo, or we didn't have power for 3 weeks, but we could still cook and eat and drink clean water and the whole thing in the dark. So there's always the possibility of some shit happening. And then when it does, and it's good to have a prepper friend. And know a redneck or two. Exactly. See, exactly. Even numbers go. East to west, right, Carol? East to west. Odd numbers go north and south. 3 numbers odd go around, right? As far as the interstate system. Fun fact. But anyway. Exactly. There you go, Carol. Survivalist. There's a way to put it. Just in case, Yeah, no, it does, Irie, Erie fan. It does have a slightly different feel. It does have a Walking Dead, obviously. I don't know if you want to say vibe or feel into it for sure. I mean, the landscape and all that's clearly very similar. Any kind of apocalyptic thing, but the setup of the Fedra, the government, basically, and then the independent groups, and those things are, it's similar but different. It does have a different feel to it. It's hard to explain. But knowing the differences, I guess, in the walkers and herds versus these kind of hive-minded mushroom fucking zombies, which is based off a real thing, by the way. That's crazy. Well, no, it is, Charles. I'm just saying, in general. Prep survivalists during the lockdown. Yeah, I mean, there you go. I was out delivering food and the whole damn thing. I didn't have a choice. But anyway, all right. So, Arnie, I'm sorry, I missed that. Yeah, Bill was your typical, redneck, right, Moni? And he had time to learn all that stuff. And he was already ahead of the game, though. He was already a prepper with the secret compartment in his basement. I thought most of this episode was really, really good from the game's perspective. Just frustrating to only get 45 minutes this week of good versus 85 minutes last week of stuff. Yeah, no, it's they're gonna have they got to make this a show, right? A series as opposed to a straight run through of the game. Otherwise, just copy and paste the they could just copy and paste the cutscenes and the story mode of the game into live action and do it that way, and it would last 12 hours, maybe not even that, probably 10. So, yeah, there's always gonna be changes, small changes and tweaks. There's always gonna be little stuff to nitpick at and all that. And I try not to get all too. If there's something that bothers me, I'll say it for sure. But, anyway. All right, so everybody. By the way, Mahone. If you're into, I don't know why you'd pull for the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs fine, but they're not my team. But I don't care. But he is good. Mahomes is good. I thought so. Balos. Game and Trucker. Yeah, the show. This is what I was gonna say. Game and Trucker. I'm glad you said it. The show is similar to The Walking Dead, but it probably has a better story. I think so too. Because The Walking Dead was more of an open-ended thing, right? That you could go on forever and ever and ever, and essentially they are with all the sipping-off shows. And you don't know the reason with the virus, and I think that's fine. For you don't have to know, but there is. It's good to have some mystery, but what caused this, and based off a real-life thing makes it even more scary. Obviously, it's a little different. It's not going to affect humans in real life, but yeah, I mean, it's. It gives it an extra edge, I think. Maybe a good way to put it. Arnie, do you feel we should have the infected fleshed out a bit better as we move into hunters and cannibals? In the Duckman's comments, moral decisions. Yeah, no, I think so. Sure, for sure. Like we're going to see this first bloater next week, apparently, and we did have a little bit of it. But we need. They should probably, but they don't want to info dump either. So I'm fine with them not having this big info dump about them. They're giving us just enough. Like as they were walking along, they got some information on them, and then this time they had a couple conversations between Joel and Ellie about their backstories, and little bits of information through dialogue is what works better for a story, not a big info dump like. Okay, look, Joel, what's going on? Why is this happening? And he goes through the whole thing explaining, well, it started with the food supply, and then it became, that would be boring. But he got enough of it out. Yeah, that was a whole new thing. The mouth-to-mouth thing was a little odd, but it was like welcoming. The way I read the thing that the producer said was like welcoming her to the party, to the gang or whatever. They knew she wasn't a threat. They knew she was infected. I don't know why, though. It was just more of a weird thing for TV, I guess. But yeah, it was a little over the top. But it was like her getting the attention while they leave so she can flick the lighter. And, of course, the lighter thing not working gets on your nerves because they do that every damn movie where the lighter won't fucking work all of a sudden. That is true, Nubby. We could. There's no damn telling, man. But yeah, exactly. Arnie, that's exactly right. Corner's about humanity and decision. That's what these are all about. It's never about the monsters. They're just cool dressing, right? It's always about the people. The Walking Dead is not about the literal Walking Dead. It's about the Walking Dead people that are still alive. That's the Walking Dead. It's not the walkers. Same thing, but. All right, family, like when it changed up a little bit, and did you guys see The Lion King? Yeah, no, Jungle Book. Yeah. I mean, right. There's always going to be some changes. I'm fine. As long as they stay true to the source material in the sense of not changing its vision, inserting modern-day bullshit into it, all that stuff, I'm fine with it. When they start doing that kind of stuff, I'm just over it. It's so obvious when it's clearly obvious. I don't mind a political jab here and there, whatever. But when it gets a stupid level, I'm done, like CW stuff. But anyway, all right, let's get out of here. Let you guys head out for the week. Thank you guys for hanging out. We will figure out Friday. I'm not sure. Not sure what's happening because I'm not sure what's going on with me this weekend either. I didn't even think about being Super Bowl weekend. So we may not have a stream. Maybe we'll do it. I don't know about next week either. I'm not even sure. I got to figure out what's going on, but we'll see. I'll let you know those on Patreon as well as the community tab on YouTube. So be sure to check us out there. We're also trying to rebuild Patreon in some way. I've been posting the Q&As up there for the Camden videos. So when she reacts, I want you guys to be able, if you want to be able to ask her questions either during or after the show. So we've been doing that. So at the end of every episode, she's answering your questions, and they'll get more complex. Right now, it's just kind of like favorite character and so far, who do you like, who you think will be important to the story. But I wanted that to be, have you guys have some say in that too. So I'm posting on Patreon and then the community tab. If you're a channel member, you'll get first access or Patreon. And then if there's just not enough or whatever, I'll pull from regular comments. But leave those questions in there as well, and think about supporting us there and all that good stuff as well, and doing all the regular stuff. I appreciate it. But thank you guys. Randy, it's gonna be weird getting used to this Stony Snark thing, man. I'm just saying, but I appreciate you hanging out too, brother. All right, y'all, have a good one. I appreciate you guys. Check those videos out and look forward to episode 4, Cripples, Bastards, and Broken Things. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.